When I started this Renogy Trafic Campervan project, I had a little plan in my head what I wanted. So building a campervan, two main things: you want a bed in it and you want power. To power anything you may plug into sockets, USBs and all that, run a fridge, things like that. And we can get power from a few different ways. So you got your shore power, which I'm probably going to have. That's basically, you turn up on a campsite, they got a cable there, you plug it into your van and boom, you got power. You can get it from battery to battery charger. So the power that the alternator makes while you're driving powers up the OEM battery on the van, and then that then gets diverted into your leisure battery, in real simple terms. Probably gonna have that as well. Probably gonna have everything, just so I can learn how to do it, so then I can work out what I want to do on future vans, then work out what's best and stuff like that, and how to do it, so I know how to do it on the next vans. But then the other one, the last one, I think there's only three, is solar power. So that's what we're going to be fitting today. You know, fit a solar panel up on the roof rack. So we're up there again today. Hopefully I don't fall off off the roof. So we just gotta unbox it because I've already got it. I'll talk you through it a bit, what I got, and then yeah, get it up there and fit it on. And you all know what a solar panel does. If you don't, panel, sun's rays hit it, converts it into power. Magic. So while Jazz is taking it out of the box there, I'll tell you a little bit about the panel. Many of you in the campervan scene will probably have heard of a company called Renogy, and that's who I've ordered it off. And it's a 200 watt single panel. I don't really want any more than one up there. And it measures 149 centimeters wide by 70 centimeters long, and it is 3.5 centimeters deep. So I have no experience with the brand Renogy. I've heard mixed things about them. Like I said about the spotlights, I tried to get the best ones that I could for the money and going by the reviews I read. It was a little bit more difficult with solar panels. Looking at, I normally shop on Amazon, so I look at the reviews on there, and it was a bit hard push to find ones without negatives. So these did have a few negatives, but the positives outweighed them. It appears to be good quality. It's, you know, I can't see anything wrong with it as of yet, but all I've really heard on the grapevine is that Renogy's customer support could be better, shall we say. But apart from that, everything looks all good so far. So at the moment I only got the panel, and I still need some wiring. I'm not quite sure how long that wiring is there. So I still need a loom to connect to that, and obviously I need a charge controller as well. But I'm not ordering that yet because I don't really know the size of my electrical system. So you really need to know what size battery to have first before you go ordering the charge controller as well, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think let's get this up here without killing myself. All I need is the decking up here. Unfortunately, as I expected, it doesn't line up perfectly with the supports of the roof rack. So you can line it up with one, but then the other one is like in the middle of it or something. She's up, and it's in place as well. So I'll be honest, it took me a while to figure out where I wanted it, because as you can see, in fact, it fits nicely widthways. There's only a couple of inches spare either side, so you could put that anywhere up until the fan vent thing there along here. So there's only about 3 places it can go that way, but if you turned it that way, then you could have it in that corner, down by here, or down by there really. And thinking about other things that I wanted on the roof as well in the future, that led me to the decision to put it by here, because then it wouldn't interfere in what those things will be. You'll see them in future episodes. Now some of you might say you've got it covering the van aerial by there. Well, my aerial for some reason has been chopped in half, so it's like a stubby one.
You poor baby. I am so sorry.
I'm willing to take a chance on that for the moment, because I think having my panel by here is the best solution for me. And if the radio doesn't work in the future, then I can maybe get some kind of aftermarket extension and have it wired in and have it coming off the roof rack maybe. I mean, there's solutions for that in there. So the wiring for the panel, let's see if I can lift it up, is underneath there and lines up perfectly with the pass-through that I've put in. I will admit, if we go back to episode 1, and I'd already put the pass-throughs in and wrapped the roof and put the fan in and stuff, I think maybe the cable pass-throughs could have been put in a better spot. So I might have a rethink on that on my next van. Better to get the appliances and stuff that you want on the roof before you start drilling holes in it, so you can think about where you want them rather than where you've got to put them, because you've already drilled holes in the roof, if you get me. But I thought I was thinking it correctly at the time. It don't matter. They'll give you mounting holes underneath, especially on the corners, and then there's one there and in the same spot on that side as well, and then obviously the opposite sides as well. Oh, there's one by my finger as well, by here, a little one. It's like L-shaped channel all the way around, so you could theoretically drill into that and make your own mounts if you wanted to. So I've got it butted right up against the light bar that I installed in the last video. I've got it sitting on this part of the roof rack here, and that beam there, and then there's one going that way. It only comes halfway though, yeah, a little bit. So I looked into what brackets are available for these, and Renogy actually makes some panel mounting brackets. So I bought them. I got them there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Those 2 holes in this surface mount onto the roof rack or your roof or whatever you want to put them on, and then this one lines up, well, bolts into the actual solar panel frame, and these 2 bits are pointing up, butt up against it, so it's all like aligned and stuff. So just looking at it, and I can't exactly show you perfectly because I'm holding the solar panel up with one hand, but I can actually put 2 of these on this beam this way, so that bit there sits flat on that. Originally I was thinking I was going to have to put them on the ends and drill 2 holes in the middle there, so it would line up with that, but I can actually put them the way they're meant to be on this beam. But that beam over there, where I'm going to mount it there, which will line up with that bit, I will have to do like I just said and drill 2 holes in the middle, because if I show you on this, it'll be like that. So I'll have to drill 2 holes there, and then that'll be kind of like that, but obviously that'll be underneath. You get me? But yeah, they're rather nice brackets, aluminium. I think they've been anodized or something as well, and they got, you won't be able to see it on here, that's really fine, but they got the Renogy logo there, and they come with some nuts and bolts and stuff as well, although they're like, what are they, 8mm head hex, but they're like a self-tapping screw kind of bolt. I don't want them. And then, yeah, we got just 10mm M6 nuts and bolts there, and some washers. That'll be to connect the solar panel to the brackets. So I'll have to get some bolts, and what I can probably do to mount them into the roof rack is I can drill a hole and put a riv nut in that, and then just put a bolt in. So I haven't got to drill all the way through and risk stabbing my roof again, because we don't want any more of that. And I tell you what I'm definitely gonna do is I'm gonna get a sheet of plywood up here now to kneel on, because crouch down with my flipping feet on these beams here. Oh, it's killing. Oh, you wouldn't believe how much better that is. I was gutted I wasn't filming just a minute ago, because now I've got this board on the roof rack. There's about a foot of it hanging over this beam where my knees are right now, and I leant forward and I was on the bit that's overhanging, and then it tipped like a seesaw and I nearly went down the front of the van. So step 1, after I've composed myself, is basically to mark out where I want things. So I've made a mark on the actual panel here. Underneath that is where there's a hole already built into the panel, and same on the other side. So then I've moved the panel forwards and made the same mark on the actual roof rack, so I know where roughly to drill once I take the panel away. And then I had the panel all lined up, so the gap here was the same both sides, and the gap between the end of the panel and that front beam was the same both sides. So I knew then where this beam lined up corresponded to the panel. So I'm not sure whether you can see that on the edge of the panel there, I've marked out where I need to make a hole in the panel, and same both the other side. And I've also made a mark at the front there, whether or not I want to make like attach an L-shaped bracket there or not, we'll see. So next step is probably to drill holes in this beam that's nearest me to figure out where to that I can put riv nuts to bolt the brackets on. Pilot holes and the rear mounts are drilled. Now to make them bigger. Holes are bigger. And now we need to put riv nuts in. This is awkward whilst trying to lean forward. Engaging the core muscles. There we are, there's 2. Now to do the other 2.
A few moments later.
And there we go, 2 brackets bolted down. So just used some similar bolts that I had lying around to the ones supplied with the kit. So it's just a short M6 normal bolt, and then put some spring washers behind it to stop it vibrating loose. And yeah, they should be in a good position because we got some room to adjust by there because it's a slot rather than a hole. Next thing to do will be to drill, because I don't think there's holes lined up with what I marked on the panel. Drill some holes in the panel and bolt the brackets onto the panel this time, and once I've done them ones we can mock it up. And that's the front two brackets installed. So just same process as I did them ones. Drill a hole and then make it a little bit bigger, put an M6 rib nut in, and then bolt it on with a washer and a spring washer. Although also I've put camera focus. I've drilled two holes there on the locator tabs and put two screws in there, although I haven't tightened them up yet because I haven't got a screwdriver up on the roof, so I'm gonna have to go back down and get one. But you don't need to do that, but I thought having 3 points of securement is better than just one. The panel is down now, and as you can see it's sitting on these brackets, so they're ready to have a bolt put through them and tighten down. But first of all I got to drill a hole through that bracket into the roof rack, because as you can see the two holes that are in it don't line up with anything, so I got to drill and put a rivet nut in. So we'll drill the hole first, and then we're going to have to take the panel back off, put a rivet nut in, and put the panel back down, and then we can tighten it all up. So those rivet nuts are in now. So now we should be able to put the panel back on there and fully bolt it up. So then it's just a case of being a contortionist again, and I've got the nuts and bolts in, so we just need to tighten them up now. So locate the bolt, no, the nut, and then tighten it up. And yeah, do that for both sides, and then I gotta tighten these ones up as well, and then we're done. So they're tightened up as well. I haven't fully tightened the screws I put in because I just run out of leverage basically. I'm gonna have to put a little hop up down there and do it standing up. So yeah, I haven't even got them in that side yet, but that bolt is tightened down. These two are tightened down as well, and now my hands hurt, but she's on there. I think hopefully ain't going nowhere. Let's test it. Maybe we should put one on the front. Okay, I'm not quite happy with that, and I don't think it's the fault of the solar panel or the brackets. They only supply 4 brackets. I wish they put more in, but oh well. I've mounted it on the rear edge where you're meant to, but obviously on the front edges I've drilled my own holes, and I've fitted it on the left and the right sides. So that leaves all the front edge that is in full force of the wind, not really with any support. It's only supported at the rear and the 2 sides. So right there in like the center where the light bar is, there is a bit of flex. Now if you're traveling along at, let's just say 70 mile an hour, that's going to be buffeting that. You don't want to give it any encouragement to work its way loose. One, you're going to lose your solar panel, and two, it might cause an accident behind you. So I think I need some mounts at the front.
2,000 years later.
So I made a bracket for the front, and oh my god, what an absolute mission that was. Making a bracket and putting the rivnets in and stuff, that was simple. But because I put it on that front like bar going that way, trying to get the bolts into the actual solar panel and into the roof rack. Yeah. What do you think was in the way? Yeah, the light bar that I put in last week. Upon realizing I couldn't get the bolts in, I thought, right, no worries, we'll take the solar panel back off, and then I'll take all the little bolts that alter the angle in the light bar off, and then just let the light bar dangle down, bolt the solar panel in, and then I can put those bolts back in. Yeah, that didn't work either. Couldn't get those bolts back in. So I had to then crack the 3 nuts holding the main brackets of the light bar on that I'd all sealed up and everything, and then put it all back together again. Ah, it was a flipping bitch. It wouldn't be the same if I didn't have a video out with the shit in the fan, would it? So there we are, we got the panel on now, and it's bolted there underneath, there on that side, there on that side, and then you can just see that bracket poking up. Yeah, it's a little bit untidy, but I don't care. And if we try and yank on it now, it's flipping solid. So we got 5 points of contact. Now I think that's more than enough. Right, we've just had a delivery. How the hell do you open this? So we got some cables. Right, so we got 3 meters worth of solar panel cables. So it's got the 2 plugs on the end there, but then the other ends, they got no plugs. And then you get the other 2 plugs in that end if you need them. I'm guessing that's if you want to link more than one panel up, but I don't want to because I only got one, so not sure what I need to put on the end of them yet, but that will be connected up, I'm assuming, to my solar panel controller. Now I'm just going to plug these into the wires that are already on the panel, and then feed this end, the red and the black cable, down through my cable pass through in the roof, and then I can route the cables throughout the van then. I hope 3 meters is enough. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description for these, and you can choose which length you want from them as well. We got the wires coming off of the back of the panel there, and then they're plugged into the new cables that I bought. You see the black and the red there, and I fed them through the cable pass through. The only thing I haven't done yet is tightened these up fully. I'm gonna have to give a finger up inside.
Yeah, baby!
To tighten this part down, because that one is moving the back bit, so you need to like grip it from the back, so you can then tighten that bit up, and then you can tighten these ones up. So yeah, don't get it wet yet until we've tightened them up. But if you can just see there, they're nice enough to label them positive and negative off the panel, and then obviously you connect the negative up to the black and the positive up to the red. So they'll be like that. I've just put a little cable tie there, just stop them rattling around, and that's done up top now. So if we look on the inside, I don't know where they can catch. There it is. There's the hole there. So if they come down there, I might have to put a little bit of rubber around the edge of that metal to stop it possibly shorting out, slicing through the cable. But that's easy enough. So these will get routed along here now, across the width of the van. I'll probably chuck them behind that bit by there. Now I'll go down there to the end, and then I'll take this carpeted panel off and route them behind that neatly with some P-clips, and then they'll go down behind the shelf, down the C-pillar, and then down into that cupboard where all the power stuff will be. Now the eagle-eyed of you will probably be looking at that and think, Jazz, that is longer than 3 meters, what are you playing at? Well, yeah, I will hold my hands up, and I ordered the wrong length, didn't I? I can't remember what video it was now, but I didn't use my own advice compared to when I did the spotlights in the ceiling, and to figure out the lengths of the wires I needed for them, I used pieces of string. Well, I should have used pieces of string for these solar power cables, and I would have known which length to order then, wouldn't I? But I didn't, because I'm an idiot. So yeah, there's my first 3 meter ones on the floor there. I had to take them back out and then order the 10 meter ones. But all is not lost, because maybe I can use them on the next van if I put the cable pass-throughs on like the driver's side. If I go for this kind of layout again, that is. The power system will be in the same kind of cupboard. So yeah, if the cable pass-through is on the driver's side, then I'll need less cable to go to it then. So there's not a lot more I can do on this now until I get the charge controller, I think. So we'll leave that for another video when we do all like the the batteries and fuse boards and all that crap. So yeah, that's me installing a solar panel on the roof of my Renogy Trafic camper. Tell me what you think. It all went pretty swimmingly well, I think. There wasn't really any problems. Main thing was to line it up with my roof rack, but if you haven't got a roof rack and you're just putting it on the roof, then you won't really have that problem, because you can just bolt the brackets into your roof skin anywhere you want, really. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. I haven't had any questions for a while lately. Come on, get asking, put them in there. Click on the like button as usual, click on the subscribe button. We only need, I think it's 9 subscribers now. Please, come on, let's get me over the 1,000. So yeah, nothing more to say. Catch you in the next one.